Hey y'all, so it is day 6. I've been trying so hard to keep up with these days, but we've been so busy. It's been hard to get like videos in every day, just talking about like my experiences. So today we're going to be going back to the school, and some people are going to be working on construction, and some people are going to just be working on things around the school, like helping out with the classrooms and organizing and the library and things like that. So I'm not sure exactly where I will be placed. I know it's not in construction, but I'll be finding something to do. I'm just let the spirit lead me to see exactly what I'll be doing today. But I do want to talk about some other days, so I will make another about that. So yesterday was a really great experience because we got to just teach the children and some of the teachers about just like women's health, boys' health, and just really help them to have like the tools and the knowledge to teach their students. So like how to wipe, just hygiene, how to clean themselves. We talked about teeth brushing and nutrition and just all of the things that kids and adults need to know about just how to keep themselves healthy. So that was a really great experience. I'll add some videos and clips and photos of just us doing that. We also had the opportunity to see the medical building that they're building, the clinic. So it's still in this infant stage, but it is growing, and I am sure that it will be done soon, probably within like the next year, or probably shorter than that, the next couple of months. And then they're also planning on having a hospital kind of behind it, or like catty cornered, so that they can provide medical care to the Tanzanians. And I just think that that's a beautiful thing, and I can't wait to just see how it just grows. Hey y'all, so this is day, I don't even remember, is it 7?
6
or 7? And today I'm here with Aisha, and we are going to be just discussing just a little bit about the trip. I really want to just ask you a couple questions about the hospital experience, because we had an opportunity to do the medical team part of the trip together, but on one of the days she went to the hospital and I stayed at the school. So if you would just love to share the great things that you saw, and all of the things that you learned.
Well, first of all, my name is Aisha Ely. I am a clinical nurse specialist for the neonatal intensive care unit. So we did have the opportunity to go to the hospital. Very different, very eye-opening experience. Just the setup of how the patients get seen. It's like a pay per visit type thing, and you have to pay before any services are rendered. That's whether you're going to be triaged to be seen or to get medications that need to be administered. You have to pay first. But the technology was there. They had ultrasounds, x-rays, things of that nature. They had a very the hospital itself is really big, but they had ICUs, they had OB unit, they had orthopedics, and they just had a lot of different places. And then they also had the OR with their own indigent, and the dentist, yes. And so just seeing like the equipment they use, the processes that they use for like sterilizing was very interesting. It works for them. It's not up to American standards, but it works for them. They still use the old school, like back in the early 1900s
megaphone
way, using like a megaphone to like listen. I mean, I don't think that's the actual name for it. When they that's the name of it when you're with the cheerleader thing, but that's exactly what it looks like, but on a smaller scale, to listen for like fetal heart tones when the mom is pregnant. So it was just really good. It was really good to see. Some things are old, some things are new, but it works for them here. It's a resource that they have, and so that's saying a lot for them.
And we had an opportunity to just talk a little bit before starting the video, and a little bit after she came back from that experience. And I know it was either you or Leah who said that like they keep the windows open after they sterilize the instruments that they use.
Yeah, I did notice that. And even in their operating rooms had windows. And well, in one area, I believe this was like more of like a C-section operating room. I don't think it was the main OR, because we did see that too. But it was windows in there too, now that I'm thinking about it. But this particular one that we saw, the windows was open. I mean, they had windows and they were open. Usually that's like a no-no. In the States, you will hardly ever see an OR with the window, and it definitely will not be open to the outside.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And then I know you had an opportunity to see some babies that were just born.
Yes, they were. There were 2 little ones that were just born, like maybe within an hour, and that they were just transitioning. They had them like on a table, had like a makeshift like heat lamp over them. One of them was having some respiratory distress, so they were starting oxygen on. But they were so cute. They were little. They were already bundled up, because like in this culture, they have their babies wrapped and bundled with like the beautiful cloths and things like that. And they came out like that.
That
Early
is
on.
amazing. So yeah, anything else that you want to share about that experience? Anything that stood out to you? I know we talked about a lot that you mentioned, but like something that kind of just stuck with you.
Well, I like that they have their students there. There's the college that's attached to the hospital. So they have like a lot of the students that are there, nursing and medical students that are there like side by side, learning and training at the same time at that hospital. So I like that. So, and then there was we did have an opportunity to walk into some of the rooms where the doctors were writing up their notes or whatnot, and the students were there with them to see how they processed. We did see an actual patient or a couple of patients in the intensive care unit, and it was just interesting to see like even like their IV, like how we would have like a hip lock where the angiocath stays in the arm, and then you may have like just your tubing hanging.
Bag, yeah.
It was like the tubing and the needle was hanging, and I'm like, what do you do if they need to restart this bag of saline, D10, whatever it was, and they just reinsert the needle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they just reinsert the needle. So I was just like, wow. So that was very different, and it was taped. It wasn't capped, but it was just taped up or whatever. So I was just like, okay.
That's
Yeah, they had a Foley. That particular patient had a Foley, but the collecting bag was hanging. But you can see the tube coming from where it was inserted, and it was a really, really thin, like tube, almost like an IV tube, and it was or smaller. And I'm just like, ooh, that might be painful, because if they're urinating a lot, and it's just have this small.
Girl.
So yeah, that was interesting.
Oh my goodness, that
Yeah.
is crazy. Well, not crazy, but like it's just different to think about like how American hospitals are compared to like overseas and in third world countries. So I'm gonna definitely have to get some pictures and videos from her and like clip them in so you guys
sure.
can have like a better visual of like the things that she's telling us about.
Right.
But yeah, so I just wanted to thank you for sharing that experience.
Of course.
And
it was really interesting. We missed you that day.
I know, I missed y'all too. But I had fun with the preschoolers, y'all. I was with the preschoolers. We were singing our ABCs. We were writing numbers, and they were working on their penmanship, and I read books to them. It was really fun. We were dancing. It was a ball. We sing like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Aww.
And just all of the little
knew the
nursery
words?
rhymes. Yeah, they knew the words.
Come on now.
And then Father Abraham.
Oh man.
So they were
that's
like
the jam.
really engaged. They were like 3 and 4 year olds, so it was really cool. But yeah, this won't be the last time that you see. Before we leave, I did want to just ask you to talk a little bit about the experience we did get to do together when we went to the village.
Oh.
Yeah, because that was like really.
That was really good.
Impactful. So.
The part that I really liked that stood out was just the greeting.
Yeah.
The way that they greeted us when we entered that village.
They was running up to the truck.
Yes, it was just like in the movies where the kids are so happy. They running alongside the truck, waving, the van, waving. Yeah. And then we get off, then all the elders in the community, they come around.
And they're dancing.
They dancing for us. Oh man,
so
that was
nice.
so cool. They had their jewelry.
Yes.
They making music with oh my God, that was so cool. They were
bomb.
so welcoming.
Yes.
It didn't feel like we was just here to like sightsee. It was like they were welcoming us home, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that was really good.
And they were just so grateful that we took the time to even come to their village and just talk to them. We got to talk to them about a bunch of different women help things like hygiene, how to properly wipe, how to properly brush your teeth. We talked about nutrition. We talked about UTIs. Yeah, we talked about what else?
Choking.
Yep, choking for adults and for children. We got to observe a few different children who had some developmental things going on. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, one of them we had, it was just like a child that we went to go see. They wanted us to take a look at, and the mom still was carrying him, because you know here the tradition is to carry the babies. They have them on their back, and when I first saw him, I thought he was an infant. Well, this baby was I'm saying baby, but he was 9, but the mom was saying that he didn't talk or speak. So when she just initially told us, my first thing was, oh, maybe he's autistic, you know. So when she finally goes on to tell us even more that she had a hard delivery, he can't stand or walk and all these things. So she took him out and put him down. And that's when we discovered he was 9, is when she told us more information. Yeah, he was just so contracted, like he couldn't stand. And then we also learned that she had a hard delivery.
Yeah.
So right away you think of like some type of brain injury during delivery. So the baby potentially could have like cerebral palsy or some other type of neurological ailment. Another baby that actual baby that we looked at was about 6 months old, and the mom was saying that the baby would choke and spit and sputter like when she ate. And upon assessing her, because you know culture is just to wrap the babies up and multiple layers of clothes. So when we finally got to the baby, she had to be what it looked like an umbilical hernia for one, but it looked like it had resolved because there was no bowel in her navel when we would feel for it, and she also had like short jaw. So when the baby's jaw is short, the tongue tend to fall to the back of the mouth, so it will make eating and breathing difficult. So that explained like why she may have been spitting, sputtering, and all the things like when she would try to breastfeed. And also her head looked like it was a little big. So and then when I felt her skull and trying to access that, fontanelles are still very wide open, of course. They weren't necessarily bulgy, but they were very tense. And so it looked as if she had hydrocephalus as well, which is like fluid on her brain. So, but we did just advise her to just maybe go in, and so we were able to like make recommendations if we feel that something that the clinic could maybe handle for them. And so that was good to be able to try to help them in a more like direct way, or in a way that they're able to actually go and get the medical care that we weren't able to provide for them in a moment.
Yeah. And another thing is like they don't really have that many specialists out here, so it's kind of hard because it might be just one person who specializes in something, and they might come like once a week. So just being able to be seen is challenging for people. So the most important thing was they got the information, so that if possible that they can see a specialist, they know like where to go and like who to contact. So I'm trying to think of anything else that we did. Oh, we were able to donate like soaps and reusable pads. We talked about proper hand washing.
Soaps made by yours truly.
Yes, they were donated by Bailey's Butters. But we were able to teach them hand washing so that they could help them prevent any infections like UTIs, because they don't really use toilet paper out here. It's a luxury to have toilet paper, and so they use their hands. So if their hands not clean, and obviously if they're wiping with their hands, then that is a huge way that they can get an infection. So we taught them that, and then we were also able to talk to them about menstruation and how when we donated these reusable, what were they, microbial antimicrobial
pads.
pads. We taught them how to properly wash them and dry them in the sun so that they could, you know, continue to reuse them without getting any infection. So that was really good too. And I think that was probably like the highlight of
Oh yeah, they were so happy.
They were excited.
They were like, oh, there is a God.
Yes, and
God exists. Oh my goodness, they were so excited.
They were so excited about that. They were like you would think we were giving them gold because of how like they were like, yes, this is what we need. And then we also talked to them a little bit about like postpartum, after, you know, giving birth, to wait, you know, 6 weeks or so before having intercourse. And I think they like that too. They actually wanted to wait longer. Some lady was like, I want to wait until my baby walking. And you know, they were just full of joy. And it just made me reflect on like
God is good. He's working everywhere. Even in that where to us it appear that it may be a lack, but for them it's like it's normal everyday life. Yeah.
And because I don't know if this is why, but they had so little, but they had so much joy. Whereas like we in America, we have so much, and we have little
miserable
joy. And
so
it's
backwards.
It is so backwards. So it just really helped me to just reflect on, you know, all of the things that we have, all of the privileges that we have, and just how we can have more joy in our everyday lives. Because we see people out here with not even a third of what we have in America, and they are just full of joy, full of happiness, and just grateful. They're just grateful and happy people out here. But yeah, so that is our little spill. Hopefully we have a little time before we get back on the plane and go our separate ways to make another video. Tomorrow we'll be back at the school. That's our last day, and then we'll be wrapping it up with like the excursions and stuff that we have going on.
I can't wait for that. I'm going to the waterfall. Which one are you doing?
I'm going to the safari.
Okay.
So she gonna be all zen and, you know, calm and woosah, and I'm gonna be looking at all the animals.
Like, ooh, look at him. He was so close.
Yeah, so we'll probably get another video in so we can talk about each other's experiences. So, because I definitely want to hear about that waterfall experience. But thank you guys for watching. But until next time, we will see you soon. Peace out. Good morning, everyone. Today is, I believe, day 8. I've been losing count of the days, and I've been doing my best to just try to make a video every day, but it is so much that we're doing each day. By the time we get back and we eat dinner, I'll be tired. So far, just to recap, like yesterday, it was just a full school day. I was able to work again with the preschoolers, so that was really cool. Now, the day before, it was the same thing for me because we were still split up into 3s. The medical unit went to the hospitals. I just was staying with the preschoolers, and there were people doing construction too. And there were other people that were just in the classroom with the teachers and stuff too. So that has been the last couple of days. Tomorrow is an excursion. We're also splitting up. Some people are going to the waterfalls. And then a group of us are going to the safari, and I think there's one more option, is like horseback riding or something like that, and I think a few people are doing that too. So overall though, it's been a great trip. I've been doing my best, like I said, to keep up with the daily videos, but it's been challenging because we're all tired. I'm like super exhausted. Last night was probably the only night that I got like decent rest. So I'm hoping to make more videos and stuff today, since today is going to be the last day that we're at the school. Like I said, tomorrow is excursion day. Sunday is church, and then we go eat at the pastor's house. We get to wear the garments that the sewing students made for us. And then Monday at 5 o'clock Tanzania time, we leave. And we are headed back to the States, and everyone is going their own separate ways. Yesterday also, 2 girls that are part of TC Nation came from Kenya. They're both Kenyans, and they are serving with us as well. So I'll try my best to get a couple videos with them, but they're very sweet. And yeah. So overall, like I said, it's been a really great trip. I'm just kind of sitting out in the back enjoying the scenery. So this is like the little pool area. We did baptisms also, like I think that was 2 or 3 nights ago, and it was right here in this pool area. But other than that, like, this is the deck. I believe I do have a video kind of like showing this. But yeah, we're getting ready to board the buses. It's about 9 o'clock. And so, like I said, I will do my best to make more videos either on my phone with people or via my camera. So I love you all, and until next time, peace out.
Do you think we write from top to bottom or this way? Okay, so we all write downwards. Doing women's health. So when you clean, I want you to go down this way. Down this way. Okay, I want you to clean in here because sometimes dead skin cells can cake up right here. And then again, not very clean. We don't want that because we don't want infection. When you pee, actually, there's a hole right here. This is your urethra. Do you know how many holes you have down here? Take a guess. Do we have one hole? One hole? Two holes? 3 holes? All right, I'm going to surprise you guys. We have 3 holes. All right, everyone?